Guys, stop scrolling. We're stepping into one of the most important months in XRP's history. This is not a drill. This isn't clickbait. This is reality. In October, the SEC will decide on not one, not two, but 6 separate XRP spot ETF applications. Grayscale, 21 shares, Bitwise, Canary Capital, WisdomTree, and Franklin Templeton. All of them have filings on the calendar, and the deadline hits in just days. This could be the moment that takes XRP from being the underdog of crypto to becoming Wall Street's newest obsession. And the numbers we're talking about here are absolutely massive. They could blow people's minds. In this video, I'm going to break down it all. What dates you need to know, why these ETFs matter, and what kind of inflows we could see, and what that might mean for XRP's price. Trust me, you're going to want to watch this all the way to the very end, because October could change everything for XRP. First, let's make sure we all understand what's about to happen. Over the years, XRP has been in constant fight for legitimacy. We all remember the SEC lawsuit, the delistings, the FUD campaigns. For years, people said XRP was done, it was over. They said it was dead, and yet here we are in 2025, and XRP is not only alive, it's thriving. Ripple settled with the SEC. The lawsuit is over. There's no more appeals left. And that cloud that hung over that project for so long is finally gone. But now something bigger is coming. Institutional adoption on a mass scale. Not the kind of adoption where a few hedge funds quietly buy XRP off the open market, but adoption on a grand scale of Wall Street. That's what ETFs represent. Let me explain this simply. An ETF, or an exchange traded fund, is a way for big money investors to get exposure to an asset without actually holding it themselves. Instead of messing with wallets, private keys, or exchanges, they can just buy shares of an ETF on the stock market. Pension funds, retirement accounts, hedge funds, banks, even everyday investors. Suddenly, XRP is available to all of them in a regulated and simple way. Now, if you're wondering why this is such a big deal, just look at what happened with Bitcoin. When Bitcoin ETFs got approved, billions of dollars came flooding into the market. We saw record highs. Ethereum ETFs was exactly the same thing. Institutions piled in because now it was safe and easy and compliant. And that's the opportunity staring XRP in the face. Even if one of these ETFs get approved, XRP moves from being just another crypto to being an asset that sits in the mainstream portfolios across the world. Now let's talk about dates, because this is where things get really exciting. A quick shout out to James from the Wolfpack for flagging this to me and asking me to go and have a look at it, because that's the power of community. We've got eyes everywhere, picking up on stories that the mainstream media doesn't always catch on to right away. So James, thanks for putting this on my radar, bro. Here is what we've confirmed. Grayscale XRP ETF decision deadline 18th of October. 21 shares core XRP trust deadline 19th of October. Bitwise XRP ETF deadline 20th of October. Canary Capital XRP ETF deadline 23rd of October. WisdomTree XRP ETF deadline 25th of October. Franklin Templeton XRP ETF deadline 14th of November. This isn't spread across years. This is all happening within a few weeks. We are literally counting down the days. October 18 through to October 25th is shaping up to be an absolute massive week for XRP. That's 6 massive institutional players all lined up back to back, all waiting for the SEC green light. Imagine the headlines. Imagine the buzz that'll be kicking off. Imagine the hype on social media when people realize XRP has been handed the same treatment as Bitcoin and Ethereum. That, in my opinion, is when the floodgates open. Now let's talk numbers, because I know that's what a lot of you are going to be waiting for. Right now, XRP has been consolidating around $2.70 to $2.90. Analysts are eyeing resistant levels around $2.30 to $2.60. A clean breakout above that without any ETF approvals already looks bullish. But with ETFs, that's where things could go parabolic. Now, I don't use the word parabolic very often. It's not something that I do. I don't make hype videos. I love XRP. I make videos on XRP, both on TikTok and here on YouTube. But I'm not a hype boy. That's not what I do. But these stats don't lie, and they have got me excited. When Bitcoin ETFs launched, we saw more than 10 billion in inflows within weeks. Ethereum followed a similar path. Now, XRP has a much smaller market cap compared to Bitcoin, which means new inflows hit harder. It doesn't take 10 billion to move the price dramatically. Even a fraction of that could send XRP soaring, in my opinion. XRP's market cap right now, if you're looking at XRP being about 280 per coin, is about 150 billion. If you just added 20 billion in ETF inflows, that's a huge percentage of its market cap. And something like that is totally realistic. And in my opinion, you're probably looking at XRP easily pushing past $4.50, maybe even $5. If the inflows snowball the way they did with Bitcoin, $7 to $10 XRP is not a crazy number anymore. It's just maths. And that's just the beginning. Long term, if ETFs unlock institutional demand, we could be talking about double digits and beyond. Here is the other thing to remember. Sentiment has completely flipped. For years, XRP was the joke of crypto Twitter. It was the coin everyone loved to hate, but now the critics are going quiet. Even Mike Novogratz, who used to mock XRP openly, just admitted that he was wrong. He said he underestimated XRP and praised the strength of the Ripple community. That, in my opinion, is huge. Opinions are shifting. Ripple themselves aren't slowing down either. They've launched their own stablecoin, RLUSD. They're taking partnerships with giants like BlackRock and Van Eck. Tokenized funds, real-world assets. These aren't just buzzwords anymore. This is infrastructure being built for the next financial system. So when you combine the fundamentals and the sentiment and now the ETF catalyst, you start to see why October feels like a tipping point. Now, you know I'm not here to give financial advice, but I will tell you this. Moments like this don't come around very often, in my opinion. The alignment of events we're about to see, lawsuits settled, partnerships growing, ETF approvals pending. This is what generational setups look like. Some people in the Wolfpack have been tracking these ETF deadlines for weeks. People like Dean. He's super excited about this. He's been talking about it for weeks. I just didn't realise that it was quite so soon. There's a lot of love for XRP inside the Wolfpack. And if you're one of those people that loves XRP and you're looking for a home that you can call your own, head over to the Wolfpack. We share charts, signals, and strategies to be ready for exactly this kind of moment. Because when XRP moves, it moves fast. And you don't want to be the one chasing the green candles after the fact has already happened. If you're not prepared, you're probably going to miss it. And for those of you asking where I personally trade, I use Bitchinix because it's simple. You can literally register with just an email. KYC is optional. And right now you can get up to 10,000 US dollars in brand new sign up bonuses for new traders. For me, it's a no-brainer. It's quick, it's flexible, and it just works. So if you're serious about positioning for those ETFs moves, check the link in the description. That's where I trade. And if you want to trade alongside me and hundreds of others in the Wolfpack, the link is in the description for that as well. So here is the bottom line. October 18th through to October 25th is XRP's week of destiny, in my opinion. 6 ETFs are on the line. 6 chances for Wall Street to finally open the door to XRP. Even if one of them gets approved, it could send shockwaves through the entire crypto market. Don't underestimate this moment. Don't ignore it. This is history in the making. I'll be covering every single development as it happens. So make sure you subscribe, turn on those notifications, and don't miss the updates. Drop me a comment on this video and let me know exactly where you sit. Are you hyped? Are you as excited as me? Or do you think XRP is dead and I'm talking absolute waffle? Let me know in the comments what you're feeling. In my opinion, XRP has been the underdog for too long. And this October might just be the day that it becomes the king of crypto. I am not a financial advisor. This video is based solely on my opinion on what I am personally doing in this market. I also want to let you know that some of the links below and in the descriptions are affiliate links, meaning I may get a commission, but it will be at no extra cost to you. Please remember that under no circumstances will I ever contact you and ask you for investments. You can confirm all of my real social media handles in the description and also at milkshakematty.com. This content is for educational and entertainment only, and I am not a financial advisor.